Good afternoon. My name is Mawuli. I hear from the potato that it will be very good to work in, China. But I'm sure if Blue Sky goes to China, I will not have a job. So I want Blue Sky to be here. Yes. Blue Skies, we were very happy to come in when the government had free zone. And we took the opportunity to come. For free zones, you can clear your things, you will not pay corporate tax. That was the incentive to come to Ghana. But we came to meet a lot of problems. We are in Sawam, in the eastern parts of Ghana, where pineapples grow. So that is our new logo. That's the bird, that's the pelican, and it becomes juice later. We'll talk about that later. Yes. Blue Skies was founded in 1998 by our chair. Okay. Thank you. Blue Skies, 1998 by our chairman Tony Powell, a British. So it was a British Ghanaian company. 2 British, 2 Ghanaian. You can see the stars. 5% of Ghana non-traditional airports. 30% and 70%. Sorry, just have a little soul. Yes, we believe in smallholder farmers. That is, I would say that is why we still survive without government intervention, without government support. Smallholder farmers, because it's easier to work with them if they understand your vision. So that is what we believe in. So this is something more about Blue Skies. We always pioneer things, fresh fruit cuts. 12 major retailers, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, and Co. Okay. That's our customers. Sorry. Okay. It comes with batches, which are quite expensive, but it's necessary to be able to supply the European market. They are all the same, but you have to replicate it. For the German market, for the British market, they are the same, but you still have to do it. Yes. Growers, our partners. We have about 120 pineapple growers, Smooth Cayenne, Sugarloaf, and MD2. 15 papaya, coconut growers, and passion fruit. But our main strength is pineapple. That is why we are in Sawam Dobro. What we believe in is JEE, that is Joint Effort Enterprise. That is actually what really helps us. We don't believe in contracts. We believe in relationships. Relationships, because contracts, we realize that contract always breaks down. There's always disagreement somewhere. So we get the farmers, which is very easy to do it, smallholder farmers, tell them our vision, if they like our vision, and then we select and then we move from there. Pineapple is very perishable, very, very perishable, but it takes about 14 months to grow. After that, you lose it within 5 days. So what can you do with pineapple? Fresh produce. To be looking at the pineapple, which at first was very, very high quality, but very expensive, comparing pineapple from Costa Rica and South America, we have to do only fresh produce. That is why we do fresh produce. Minimal processing, 6-day shelf life to Europe and UK. But for Sainsbury's, for Waitrose, for Albertine, you have to be minimum global gap. Farmers are not ready for global gap. So how can we compete? Flow to fork for Marks and Spencer, Leaf for Waitrose, Fair Trade came in, Social Ethical Audits, BSc, GCSP, Organic Standards for customers who want to go organic, BRC, IFS, PPC, a lot. You just have to do all these things for farmers that only want to own maybe 5 acres of land not very motivated, just sell little, and then if it's finished, it's finished. Not reinvest investment back into the farming. So that is what we met. Big farmers were exporting at that time, so we had great competition from them. I was not very kind way, but they will not plant all, but they want to export all. So that is what we met. So they have to chase us with the smallholder farmers that we developed. Our pineapple, after forcing, which we call the greening, takes 5 months before you can have the very good quality which you continue to eat. But for export, since it will ripen during exports on the sea, is 130 days. So the difference between 130, that's the 20 days, waiting for us to buy from the farmers is just a very critical point for us. The exporters could easily go and say, why wait for 20 days and work for 20 days? Just buy it from you. That was very difficult. And contracts couldn't do that unless relationships. So what we did, we have to identify suppliers that are willing to grow, and then provide training for all the audits standards I mentioned earlier. I will stress that identifying suppliers is a prerequisite. You need to do that, not just any farmer. If you miss that, that's all. You are going to be disappointed. And then train them. Ethical, not forgetting, not just good agriculture practice, but ethical, social, environmental responsibility, which is sustainability. And then the important ones, that is first aid, farm hygiene, stores management, social security, things to equip them to be profit-minded, sustainable, to join our vision. And then we had to do a lot of which we call cholinesterase tests, because if you are a farmer and you spray pesticides, it becomes dangerous in the future. So we do this test for them to shift or work. I mean, if you are spraying pesticide, if we see the cholinesterase level is high, we have to change you to maybe pack or do something else for you not to hurt you in future. So we have to do that. All these things for them to see that they saw us differently from typical processes that go buy, contract, this is the amount, I pay, it's finished. But that's not what we do. We always interact with them. We have a very, very big agronomy team, not very typical of a processing company. They are about 12, which means highly educated, very motivated, going to all farms from planting to harvest, pre-greening check, pre-harvest checks to harvest. Yes, of course, you have to give loans that are interest-free, and they can only pay back only after harvest, because go to the banks, no government support. You get your loans, the next month you have to pay, but the pineapple is not yet ready. How do you pay? So they can only pay after the harvest, and that's what Blue Skies also offers to them. Of course, we have to screen people who have lands. We don't just give the loan. Example, if you want like maybe £10,000, we don't just give £10,000 to you. We give in batches. Prepare the land, this is the amount you need, that is what you get. You plant, that's the amount you need, that is what you get. So it becomes very difficult for farmers to just misuse the money. We also provide inputs. We do compost a lot, because pineapple is typical 30% yield, 70% is all waste. So we have to compost everything and then give it back to the farmer at almost nothing, just to pay few workers on the compost field, so that they will also see that it's not free, but it's very good and it can be used. I mentioned the joint effort enterprise earlier. And then we have to tell them to rely less on fertilizers, not to think like big, huge commercial farmers, because they are very big, huge commercial farmers. They are there for 4 years, and they are off, they are closed. It's not sustainable. So they should think organic and think less fertilizers and think more compost. Then we have to maintain the relationships for all these years, for about 13 years. We have to. What we do is, as mentioned, a 1-year planting program for every farmer. So we have something we call a 60-week program, and every farmer's name on it. And that sheet is given to every farmer. So you know when you have planted, you know when you spray, you know when you add your fertilizers or your compost, you know when you will do your pre-degreening checks, you know where you do your degreening checks, pre-harvest checks. The relationship from that 14-month relationship is always with us, the two of us. So we know exactly what you get, your yield is on the farm. And then that's actually really helped maintain the relationship. That was very good. And of course, we pay within 1 week of supply. The moment you sell to us, within a week you have it. If it delays, then maybe you are not in a typical. We normally pay through Standard Chartered and Barclays. If you're not in those banks, it delays because of bank movement and transactions, but not more than 10 days. So they're happy to do that. And of course, we give back to the community. We try to involve our customers. They are very big, very powerful, but we want them to think back, sustainability, have a foundation with the people that bring the fruits to them. And we're successful for 2 customers, Waitrose in UK and Abeta in Holland, to have a foundation in Ghana. So it's like a relationship with the farmers. The farmers see what they do. They know that they are selling to people who will give back to their communities, and they are always ready to increase. So that's the foundation. It depends, it's multi-stake approach. People in the community are on the board. They decide what to do. It is voted, and the money is planned by the committee in all. And then we see if the money could be raised by the 3 people, that is Blue Skies, that is Waitrose, and that is Abetine. If we get the money, and then we'll do the project that they want to do. Currently, we've built schools, we've given water, place of convenience to a lot of libraries, teachers' bungalows, a lot more. And we could do even more if we get more customers on the foundation. Challenges. Exchange rate, that is in red. Yes. Last year, approximately £500,000 was lost because of exchange rate. The cedi is very strong. Very strong. And it's difficult to do that. But we have facility also in Egypt. I didn't mention that. Facility in Egypt, Blue Skies Egypt. And they have a policy to give back because of the exchange rate. They know they are doing something about it, so they pay back to the company. We are trying to do that in Ghana. I'm not sure it will be possible, but we are still trying. Energy prices and air freight costs are $1.34 just to fly a kilo of finished product. Very expensive. And it keeps going up every year. Unfortunately, customers reduce their price every year, but the farmers want increase in price every year. How do you balance them? It's very difficult for us. Unfortunately, the change in variety has caused a lot of problems. When there was MD2 in Ghana, every farmer went to MD2, but it's 3 times the cost to produce an MD2 pineapple if you are doing smooth cayenne. Then you have to compete with Costa Rica. That is very big and very experienced. And then our markets just went down. The customers say we want MD2. Unfortunately, but these 2 customers are the one with the foundation were very helpful. They didn't just jump to MD2. They understand that when you plant pineapple, it takes 40 months to be ready because of the relationship they have with the farmers. So it was not easy to just say, I want MD2. Which is very important. So I keep stressing that it's always good to bring the customers and the growers together. They don't make very hard, difficult commercial decisions that affect them to close them. And of course, the volcanic ash, which we saw some time ago, though it was about 4 days which we didn't fly, but we are under a lot of pressure because customers have projected their profits and they want their profit. and we are under immense pressure to give that. It was very difficult for us. Roads and communication. Thinking we lose a lot of consignment because you are late to go to the airport because the roads are very bad. The aircraft will not wait for you. It's 8:30, they have to fly. And then you get your orders confirmed by 1 p.m. the day. How do you meet these orders? If you can take 20 or 30 minutes to the airport, to be very helpful, but kindly we do 1.5 hours to the airport. Sand winning. There are other people in the community who do not believe in farming. Farming takes time to get profits. Sand winning is easier to make profits, so the sun is going down. Thank you very much.